Build the Lord. Hey, you guys, how you guys are feeling today? This is LaDon. I am in the house, and I'm hoping you guys enjoying your day and having a blast. You know, yeah, I know I turned the video sideways, different angle and stuff like that. But I'm hoping you guys enjoy your day and stuff like that. Um, yeah, life is what it is. But what my topic today is being alone. Um, You know, the truth is that in my life, I used to live with my family. Up there, and in the high desert, and I had a whole bunch of family when I was young. I had my brothers and I had my sisters, and it was a house full of people wherever I went. But during that time, I was the person that was always by myself. I was never a person that was super popular or nothing like that. I was mostly alone, and I didn't know what it felt like to be alone. So my brother, I used to live with my brother. I mean my family and my brother used to stay there, and I used to have to walk to school. In the middle of middle of the desert. Never knew I can get kidnapped or beat up or shot, or anything can happen to me. I didn't know that. I was young. But my brother used to just drive past me and go pick up, girls, to take them to school. And but I was always by myself, and I just couldn't understand that in my life. I had brothers and stuff, but I was always a loner. That I was just by myself, and I always been in the room, and I really didn't talk to nobody. I kept to myself. I had my own friends. I didn't have my brother's friends. I was always a bit an outsider. Um, but I was always close to my mom. I was extremely close to my mom. Me and my mom talked for 8 hours, 4 hours. You know, um, I'm just the person that just had to stay and be by myself for so long. And I didn't know why it was like that with me in my life, but I had a few friends. I didn't have too many friends, but I always stayed alone. Um, so when I moved to LA, my first time, I moved to LA when I was 21, and I moved out here and I stayed with my aunt. And I had to learn that I wanted to move from a small town to something. I knew there was something bigger and greater out there in life. I just knew that this is not it. In small towns ain't nothing to do, and ain't really nothing to do out there. I prefer people not to move out to them small towns because they're boring as hell. But I did move to LA, and I had to struggle, make things work for myself. But I was all alone. I used to play with my cousin, and we used to play like NFL football, 2K football, Madden, and things like that. But I was still alone. My parents were far away, but I was like getting to know my cousin at the time, and there was nothing wrong with him. We had a good time, but it was just me always being alone, and I never understood why God always put me alone. It's just it always been that way for years and years, and to this day, it's just like being alone is just something that I adjust to and try to live by. Sometimes when you're by yourself, you I have an air conditioner on because I think too much, and sometimes I feel good. When people out there they got friends, and they got family, and they got kids, and but me, I just live alone. That's just always been my life for a long time, in years to come. Even when I was in relationships, I still was alone. You know, when I did a long distance relationship, she lived in San Diego and I lived out here, I was still alone. And I think just a part of my life is just that I don't know. Sometimes I just don't feel like, I just don't know what it feel like to be around people. So I'm segregated sometimes from the world, and you know, I let you be around me for a certain time, but not all the time. It's something that I had to adjust to. When I wanted somebody to always be there and, you know, be there and see me all the time, it didn't happen. So, you know, I did pray to God and I said, God, you know, take this being alone when I can deal with it. And I've been dealing with being alone for years and years and years and still being years. I see people that come in my life, my friends, people that like me, women, you know, I just try to, you know, if you bring me to your house, if you see me in your house, I'm not. I socialize with you and laugh with you and have a good time. But most of the time, I like to just be alone. You know, I like the space of where it's just crowded in. You know, like you in a jail cell, how you just crowded in and you can't get out. It's like little spaces interest me to the most. It's just a part of life. It's just what it is. Did I want to be alone? I never asked to be alone. Do I understand to be around people at all times? No. No, I don't. I understand just knowing how to be alone. Dealing with loneliness. A lot of people can't deal with loneliness, you know? You know, people used to crack me up and they'd be like, Don, what you doing this weekend? And when I didn't have for years, I didn't have no friends. I didn't have no friends. I was always by myself, you know. I might have one friend, but now I have a lot of friends. But back then, I didn't know how I was gonna get friends. But I asked God to bless me to have friends and stuff like that. And this damn fly, he got mad at me. Damn, see that? Shit. I just moved him off my can of beer and he flew and trying to get me in my ear. He was mad. I don't know why you mad. You trying to drink like me? Damn, go get your own beer. But I'm not even buzzed, man. I'm just chilling. You know, today is Wednesday. Yeah, it's Wednesday and just having a little beer, but not too much. But back to what I was sitting there saying. Loneliness is something that I cope with for years and years. You know, I can have a woman around me, you know, but two days or 3 at the most. But I'm so used to just being alone and dealing with my thoughts and understanding what kind of person I am. And that's something that I've been facing all my life. Can I see with somebody every day and be around family every day? No, because when I lived with my mom and my dad at the time, I came out and hung out with them, but I was always in a room by myself. You know, I'm just thinking, y'all. I'm laughing. I'm laughing about. I'm just laughing about this. I'm laughing. I ain't even get off a subject, but but I'm going back to my house, and I remember I was alone, and I was broke as shit, and they had this dude on. I know it's off a subject, but I'll come back. But but it's funny. But I was broke as shit. I lived with my mom and dad. I was in my own room. I had my own room. And I used to listen to Peter Popoff. Peter Popoff was a guy that that used to say, hey, we'll give you this little water and this little, I don't know, the little water and this little I don't know what the hell it is. It's some water, some miracle water. There we go. And and Peter Popoff used to come on around 11 or 12 o'clock. I don't know. That's what the best time he came on. He didn't come on at 10 or 9. He always came around late at night. And he was like, hey, you know, if you send me some money, I'll send you this miracle water and God will bless you to get a job and change your life. And I remember I sent some money to get that miracle water. And and he sent me some miracle water and he sent me this ribbon. And he had all these instructions about what you need to do when God can bless you. And I just read it. I'd be like, oh my God, I got to do this. Because I was thinking, like, I need some money. I'm broke. I ain't got no job. I'm living with my mom. So God got to bless me somehow, you know. And I'm reading this piece of paper. It's like, hey, get this oil and put some on your forehead and put the ribbon under your bed and God will bless you with some money. And I used to put that ribbon under my bed, and then I had to wait for the next letter come through. And I got that next letter, and he'll tell me what to do with the ribbon. He like, God's gonna bless you with $1,000 because you put it under your bed the ribbon and stuff like that. And he says, wait a couple of weeks. And I was like, all right, this sounds good. And he kept sending me letters about other stuff, and I kept sending a little money, you know? It was just sending a little money to figure out what to do to get blessed. And I did it for like 6 months, man. And I put it under the water. I did everything, the instructions that he sent to me. Some water, some color ribbons, and all kind of shit. And I put it under my bed like he told me to do. And I did it for 6 months. And I'm telling you the truth, I ain't get shit. But I'll tell you this. I'll tell you, Peter Popoff did get some money. So I didn't get nothing, but he got some damn money. I found out later that Peter Popoff was a scammer. He was a magician. I think it was a magician. He goes around, was on YouTube, and he shows you that, I don't know, there was a magician that found out Peter Popoff was fake. And he used to have people write on this piece of paper, and then his wife would talk to the guy in his ear, and he'll tell you, like, LaDon, God's gonna bless you with that blue car, that Toyota 2012. I'm like, what? How did he know? And they were big scam artists at the time, and they got some of my money. And I give him money. I gave him about $10. That's all I gave him. Shit. I used to give him quarters and nickels. But hey, them letters kept coming in the mail. And I knew it was a scam after I stopped talking to him and left the mail alone and stopped opening up the envelopes. They kept coming. I was like, what the hell? Like, it was just like, I knew it was a scam then. He was all about money. Peter Popoff. If you don't, look him up. Yeah. He was a white guy. He was talking about Jesus, but he was scamming a lot of people. You know, he got $10 from me, got $10 from somebody else, but he was a good damn scammer. But I ain't throw that much money because I didn't have that much money. But I did wanted that $1,000. He used to say, hey, you put that ribbon under your bed, you'll get $10,000. I'll be waiting for God to bless me, but I found out that was the devil. But anyways, back to what I was talking about. That was kind of funny. I went back in my life is that I always was alone. And was it my choice? I don't think it was my choice. I just think that's what God wanted. I figure out in my life that I learned a lot of stuff about me being by myself. You know, I'm gonna tell you the truth. I wouldn't even know what it felt like to have a wife every day and just be around me and kids being around me every day because I've been by myself for years and years. And I defend myself for years. Pay my own rent, pay my bills. You know, people add on value to me, but that's something that been a struggle for me that a lot of people out there don't want to be alone. I think being alone is pretty cool. You learn a lot about yourself. You face your fears when you're alone. You see things differently. And you mature. When your life is crowded with a lot of problems, I feel like it's best to be alone. I believe that's the time when God speaks to you the most is when you're alone. You know, because God will remove you from people, your friends, your family, your cousins, your kids, and put you by yourself just for you to know it's Him. That's something that I had to deal with, and I know people out there. Hey, I know you people out there on YouTube out there is alone, and it's hard, but it's a reason for it. What is that reason? You eventually one day understand. Sometimes I look back about things about my life, and I look 20 years ago, and I sit there and go, well, why I didn't have a job, or why did I have to move back with mom and dad, or why did I have to live on my own, or why all this type of things and situations in my life. I found out later on in your life, in your future, you will know why. The reason I know why I went back home, you know why I went back home when I lost my job? It was a time to build that relationship with my mom and my dad and my brothers. My brothers came out of jail, and I built that relationship with him and my other brothers. You know, the time that I was gone here in LA, I didn't really get to spend time with them. And I think that was the time for me to build that relationship. And I hated it out there in the desert. But I learned that there was a time to build something with your family. And during that time, too, I forgave my dad. I mean, I had a grudge against him for so long. But that was the time to forgive, too. You know, God says, I know the plans for you is not disaster, the things that's hoped for. We always think that we know what's going to happen in life, and we worry. And God always says, I got it. And sometimes it's just not for you to understand. It's just for you to live and keep going. There's a time and season for everything. That's what I believe. So being alone, like my homie says, is a part of the game. It is what it is. But I'm going to tell you guys, if you out there being alone and you're frustrated, just keep going through it. Guess what? At the end, you adjust. You will get used to it. Like people that go to jail, they hate it. They be like, oh, I hate this. Why I'm in jail? Hey, you can't go nowhere. You'll eventually get used to it. It'll bother you at first, but what's the amazing thing? I seen a documentary of solitary confinement, and these people cannot be in hang around other prisoners or nothing, and they're in this jail cell 24 hours a day to see light, and they're there. And I learned by what he said is that you'll get used to it. It's gonna be hard, he said. But I believe that human beings adapt to any situation. So if you're struggling, tell you the truth, you'll get through it. Human beings can adapt to any situation. We don't think so, but when you're back against the wall, you'll adapt to it. Even when you poor and you ain't got no money, you'll adapt to it. You might not get the steaks and the lobsters and what you want, but you'll have enough money just to eat. Not what you might want to eat, but you'll still eat. But what I want to say to you guys out there, I'm in a chill back mood. I'm gonna tell you the truth. Alone it's pretty cool. It's just the cards that you were dealt. You know? And sometimes you just want to be alone. You might have a hard day at work. Kids might be getting on your nerves. Your friends, your family, your boyfriend or your girlfriend or your wife. Just want to be alone. I can understand. Me in a house full of a whole bunch of people and you want to be alone. I think it's peaceful. That's what I mean by it's cool. It's peaceful to be alone. You'll get used to it. Like everything else in life. But anyways, you guys, I'm just chilling today. Hope you guys having a blessed day. Loving yourself. Getting your money. And before I go, the wisdom I can give you is keep going, and over time in life, you'll start understanding life more and more. When you're young, you don't get it. When you're older, you do. Life is about being you and enjoying it. Because you could be gone by tomorrow. So, appreciate that you live every day and be thankful for what you got. Do you want more? You'll get more. You just have to wait your turn to get what you want. But anyways, I had a good time, y'all. I had a good time. But anyways, as I'm tired, I'm more in the chill back mood. Yeah. Anyways, I had a good time with you guys. Thank you for watching me and having a blast. Hey, life is life. being alone. It's pretty cool. All right, bye.